everyone, my name is Belle, and I'm currently a doctoral researcher in learning, education, and technologies. With a background in learning science and apply AI in education, I'm passionate about how AI transforms the way we learn, interact, and also in making AI more accessible to learners. Welcome everyone. In this module, we'll be diving into the fascinating varieties of AI. If you look around, you notice that AI isn't just an abstract idea, it's something that we interact with every day. My guess is that many of you use tools like voice assistant, personalized shopping recommendations, or even simple flowcharts for planning your day. Well, those are all AIs. Today, I'm going to talk about what AI is, how it is categorized, and why does that matter to you. By the end of this session, you will understand how AI is classified, how it's worked across industry, and how it shapes our futures. Let's jump in. Here's what we'll be covering today. So in this module, we will learn about why do we classify AIs, understanding different type of AIs, and also see real-world example of how AIs is applied in industries. So let's get started with a fun warm-up. Let's play a quick game, two truth and a lie. I'll show you three statements about AI and that we have covered in the previous modules. Two are truths and one is a lie. Take a moment to think about your answers. Which one do you think is not true? First, AI is a technology that allow machine to think better than human. Second, you probably use AI today without even realizing it. Last one, a calculator is not a form of artificial intelligence. Well, if you guess AI allowed machine to think better than human as a lie, then great job, you're right. AI is powerful, but it doesn't actually think like human. Let's dive deeper into understand what AI really is. So before we jump into the specific, let's address a fundamental question. Why do we classify AI in the first place? Well, every time we pick up our phone, scroll through social medias, or even ask our smart speakers to play our favorite song, we are interacting with artificial intelligence. AI is no longer a sci-fi fantasy, it's a personal assistant of today, an entertainment curators, and even a creative brainstorming partners. AI is not one single thing, it comes in different form. Classifying AI can help us understand, use, and prepare for its impact in an organized way. Here's a summary why it matters. We classify AI for three main reasons. First, to clearly understand what AI can and cannot do. Second, to ensure that AI is used correctly and safely. Third, to help us prepare for the futures as this technology continues to evolve. Let's talk about what each of these mean in details, and as we move forward, keep in mind that every bit of AI we discuss today has a specific role and purpose. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions about AI is that it can do everything, but that's not true. By classifying AI, we can better understand its strengths and limitations. AI is really a collection of different technology, each designed with a particular level of intelligence and specializations. For example, your smartphone assistant can answer basic questions, set reminders, and help navigate your day, but it doesn't think independently. You have to tell them when to set the reminder for. Contrast with that is a self-driving car that must process a vast amount of data in real time to make life-critical decisions, when to turn, when to stop. One wrong move could be fatal. For example, if it's turning right when it's not supposed to, or stopping in time of traffic light and adhering to traffic rules. By classifying this system, we avoid the pitfalls of overestimating a tool's abilities. It helps us to use the right tools for the right job, ensuring that we don't inadvertently misuse technology that isn't designed for a certain task. Now, proper classification also matters for safe and ethical use. Every AI system is built for a specific function. Now, think of a customer service chatbot, which are excellent at answering simple questions, but unmeant to replace professional advice, especially in critical fields like healthcare. For instance, a medical diagnosis AI must be held to strict standards because an error could have serious, even life-threatening consequences. Classification creates clear guidelines and boundaries. It ensures that a system is applied only in the context where its strength match the needs, and that helps protect us from potential misuse. I do encourage you to review your current use case and consider if the AI tools you are employing right now is the best fit for the intended function. Another challenge we are facing in our fast-changing world is keeping pace with AI revolutions. AI isn't static, its technologies and applications are rapidly advancing. And if you're aware of the statistics, ChatGPT acquired over 1 million users just in 5 days after launching in November 2022. You're comparing it, it took Instagram approximately 2.5 months to reach 1 million downloads, and the Netflix had to wait around 3.5 years to reach 1 million users. So this is incredible speed, and generative AI, you can say that this one specific type of AI, has been advanced at a never seen before speed. So by classifying AI, we don't just understand what current system can do, we also build a framework for anticipating the future development. Consider creative AI that a few months ago that can generate art and music. Today, most advanced GPT model is already mimic human reasoning to a certain extent. The problem is that without this clear categorization, we risk overestimate and misapplying new technology. So, what type of AI are there? Understanding AI fully means looking at it from different angles, and we'll classify AI using these three distinct lenses. First, capability. This lens tells us the level of intelligence or specialization an AI system had. Second, functionalities. Here we actually focus more on how the AI process and react to data. Last one, technologies and branches. This perspective examining the underlying method and algorithm a bit, such as machine learning, natural language processing, or robotics. Now, a common misconception is that all AI can perform at the same level, but that is really not the case. So first, let's look at capabilities. It will categorize AIs into three categories. Actually, most of the AI that we know of today are narrow AI. These are systems that are designed to excel at one specific task. This is like a reliable friend who is amazing at just one thing. Whether it's recommending songs, predicting the weathers, or detecting spam email, this AI focus on doing one job, and it does this well. You could always count them. I think one of the best ones you can see is, for example, Netflix recommending you a series you didn't know that you would love, but now you can start watching. So now you might have heard me mention ChatGPT or generative AI a couple of times and wonder if this is a different type of AI. However, generative AIs or this instead of GPTs is really should be understood as a specialized subset of narrow AI. Despite its growing sophistications and powers, it is designed to produce specific output, such as text, images, or audios, rather than demonstrate general intelligence across multiple domains. However, because it exhibits creativity capabilities and people are using it for different unintended, like original design, many believe that it deserves its own category within the overall AI landscape. Well, that was still the debate. Next, we have is general AI. Well, the general AI is the AI that scientists are still working on. Well, the kind that we would say that can think, reason, and learn just as a human across many topics. So if you can imagine Siri not just answering your question, but actually understanding your emotion, solving math problem, and giving career advice too. Well, it is still in the development, but we are getting there. And the last one you have is super intelligent AIs. An AI that can surpass human intelligence in every single possible way. However, this is really a concept of machine that can be smarter than all humanity combined. Honestly, this is still purely hypothetical, but it does make a great movie plot, right? Now, AI thought process also varies based on how much it remember, understand, and reflect. So let's look at this classification based on functionalities. First, we have reactive machines, which mean they only react to what is happening now. They don't have memory, there's no learnings, it just instant response. For instance, a chess program evaluates the board as it is without drawing from previous move. And then we also have limited memory AI. This AI learn from the past, like you study for an exam to make better choices. A self-driving car, for example, would continuously update the response based on past driving conditions. There's also this theory of My AI, although this is still in development and remain largely hypotheticals. This referring to future AI that could understand emotion and intention. So if you imagine like a chatbot that know when you are feeling sad and respond with extra kindness. And the last one, the ultimate goal, self-aware AI, the AI that is aware of itself as an AI, its emotion, does it have emotions, and the world that is currently, well, this is really only found in science fiction. I'm not sure if it's even realistic in any sense. Now, let's break down AI by its underlying technologies. So this approach categorized system based on the method they use. First, we have machine learning, which means AI that learn patterns from data. Clearest example is kind of movie recommendations. It learns your previous watch movie and recommends similar one. Deep learning, a subset of machine learning that use neural network to identify complex pattern. So this you can see more in like voice assistant and image recognitions. You also have natural language processing, which is what powers with this base power of generative AI. These technologies enable computers to understand and generate human-like language. So as examples, Google Translate, but also GPTs. Computer visions, these allow machine to interpret visual data, such as image, facial recognition for unlocking your phone. Robotics, I think the mechanism is that this embodies medical function, but it can have AI system underneath that enable it to interact with the real world. So they would, it will be more like the defined rules of how the robot should act. And then you also have expert system, and these operate based on predefined rules to make decisions, such as detecting ATM fraud. Now, let's consider a real-world examples, Google Translate. When you type in like a phrase like, why do people love? So what would happen? The system would quickly provide a translation by analyzing millions of previous examples, right? However, while it delivers an accurate translation, it does not capture the emotion nuances or the deeper cultural context behind the words. The problem here is that user might expect a deeper understanding from the tool. But the answer we should realize is that Google Translate is specifically designed for efficient language conversation. It excels at accuracy and speed, but it isn't meant to interpret abstract idea. So this showcases how the importance of using AI for its intended purpose. Now, let's connect this concept to everyday experience. Think about your online shopping habit. Have you ever noticed that the product recommendation you receive are often uncannily relevant to your interest? Can you guess how the AI behind the app learn what you like? Well, this is the direct result of AI analyzing your browsing histories and your purchase behaviors. Then it's your machine learning to predict what you might like next and then recommend similar products. While this tailored suggestion can enhance your shopping experience, there are times when they might miss the mark also. can you think of a moment when a recommendation introduced to you is actually very on point, but also the time when you feel it's kind of out of sync with your needs? Your observation can reveal much about how the effectiveness of this system in real-world scenarios. AI across industries. Let's explore some examples. AI isn't limited to consumer gadget. It's making an impact in every industry. For example, in finance, AI help protect our money by detecting suspicious transactions and preventing fraud. So any AI-driven fraud system, you can know some of the big ones used by HSBC, MasterCard. These scan millions of transactions to spot anomalies, which mean catching fraud in seconds instead of days. In education, you can have tools like adaptive learning platform that can tailor lesson to each student paces, making learning more effective. So they can go from very smart, integrated all-in-one learning management system to more specific edtech tab like Duolingo or Squirrel AI. These apps kind of personalize learning and adjusting lesson difficulty based on the student progress. It can help if the students struggle with certain concept or certain vocabulary to get extra support while allowing advanced learners to move ahead. In retail, personalized product recommendation makes shopping a more engaging experience. So you can see some retail giants, H&M, Sephora, Shein, they all use AI to analyze customer behaviors, predicting the fashion trends and personalizing recommendation both in online and in store actually. So even logistics company like FedEx, they actually use AI to optimize the delivery route to ensure like a faster and more reliable shipping. So these examples show how AI is not only simplify tasks, but it's also enhance safety, learning, and overall quality of the service in our daily life. As you consider this example, think how this technology affect your own industry. Now, let's examine a case study from finance that really showed the power of combining different types of AI technologies. So what would happen if you have a system that use machine learning to learn from millions of transactions to spot unusual behaviors, plus an expert system that applies strict rules for flagging these risky transactions, and natural language processing app to understand the customer explanation when dispute happen. What will you get out of this? The problem is that there's no single technology that could handle fraud detection alone. It's a multiple step. The solution is integration. By combining these tools, we get faster and more accurate fraud detection with fewer errors. This real-world example demonstrates that when we use the right mix of technology, we solve problems more effectively. This can be either integrated into one or actually using different AI technology in combination. I encourage you to explore how you might combine tools in your work and let me know what works best for you. As an educator, you have a special role. Now, imagine your students are researching climate change for projects. With just a few clicks, AI tools suggest reliable sources, generate personalized learning reading lists, and even quiz them based on their learning style. Welcome to the AI-powered classroom of the futures. Now, but where does that leave us as teachers? If AI can provide content, track progress, and even test students, what is our role? What should we know? Let's imagine a typical classroom. A teacher is managing a class of 30 students, each with different learning needs. Some students grab the concept quickly, while others need more time. Some excel in math, and some others struggle with numbers. Traditionally, it's challenging for teachers to cater to everyone at the right place and at the right time. But today, AI-powered tools are making personalized learning possible, and a teacher that can leverage this can ensure that every student gets the support they need. So look at a few potentials. First, adaptive learning tools. Imagine that a student logging into a math app as they complete exercise. The system analyzes the response. If they struggle with a fraction, the AI will slow down and offer additional practice on this. If they excel, the AI presents more challenging problems to keep them engaged. Instead of moving at a fixed pace, students would now learn at their own speed, building confidence along the way. Next, speech-to-text tools. Think about a student with dyslexia who find writing assignment overwhelming. Instead of struggling to type, they can speak their thought, and then AI will transcribe their word into text. This removes the barrier to learning, helping students express themselves more easily and focus on their ideas rather than the mechanics aspect of writing. Then there's AI assist research. When students search for information online, they often feel overwhelmed by the numbers of sources. AI can help filter relevant materials, summarize key points, and even suggest additional reading. But here's where teachers play a critical role. AI does not verify credibilities. It does not check for bias. That's why we must teach students to think critically about information rather than accepting AI-generated results at a face value. And it's not just students who benefit. AI also help the teachers by tracking student progress over time. It highlights which student need the extra support, which topic is require reinforcement, and it can even assist in creating different lessons plans, making sure the learning is tailored to each student needs. So what does this mean for us as educators? It means that AI is not replacing the role of teachers, but rather is enhancing how we support our students. It's helping us identify the learning gap faster, it provides personalized instruction, and it can make education more accessible. But the most important role we play is beyond technology itself. We are here to guide students, helping them use AI wisely, ethically, and critically. AI is a powerful tool, but it still requires the human judgment, creativity, and emotional intelligence, all the things that only as teachers, as educators can provide. Let's pause and reflect. What online challenge you face in the classroom? Could AI help? Think about a very time-consuming or repetitive task like grading, lesson planning, or tracking student progress. Now, imagine if AI can assist with this. Share your thought with your fellow educators in the discussion section. Now, think back to these scenarios. Do you have your answers now? What is our role? What should we know? Are you able to guide the student to the type of AI that can benefit the process and then how to use them critically? And before we close, let's reflect on what we have covered in these sessions. First, we explore how AI is classified by its capabilities, functionalities, and technologies. Understanding this will help us recognize the AI potential and limitation and ensure that we use AI appropriately across different contexts. Next, we discuss how understanding AI varieties allow us to use it wisely. AI is not a single entity. It comes in many forms, from simple task-based automation to complex machine learning systems. Knowing this difference between narrow AI, general AIs, or even the concept of super intelligent AI can help us set realistic expectations and make informed decisions about the AI we choose, and also how to use it in our education, work, and society. Last, we also learned that real-world AI doesn't work in isolation. It combines multiple technology, whether this is fraud detections in banking, personalized recommendation in retail, or adaptive learning in education. AI solutions often integrate machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, and expert system to create a seamless and intelligent experience. AI is more than just a tool. It's an evolving force that will continue to change the way we teach, learn, and how we interact with the world. And as we move forward, we must ask ourselves, will we simply adapt to AI, or will we shape its futures? The way we introduce AI to students, guide the ethical discussion, and use AI in our own work will influence the next generation of thinkers, innovators, and leaders. So, what's next for you? How will you apply what we have discussed today? What challenge do you foresee? What excites you about AI in education? What you will create tomorrow? Let's keep the conversation going and share your thought in the discussion forum.